Hello guys, today this video is intended for DIY viewers only. I've talked to my viewer from California, and he was asking me about the modus. He purchased the modus on eBay and asked me what I think about it. I made a video about the lab scopes, and modus was one of the units that I had in that video, and that inspired him to buy this unit. So I'm gonna make a couple of videos for you guys to give you a better look on this unit, what it is, how much would you expect to pay for it, and then I will probably in the first video I'm gonna do a scan part of the tool, and then I'm gonna do lab scopes, which is the basic functions and so on. First, what I want to say is this tool is designed and intended to use by professional technicians, and therefore what I want to say is this is a serious tool that if you update it, if you have a multimeter and a basic code reader, this tool is no comparison. Okay. It's just like night and day. What's in this tool is, it's just you cannot compare for the regular code reader or multimeter. So there's so much more into this tool. Now, whether you want to buy Snap-on scan tool or OTC or Autel, or it's up to you. I got experience with pretty much all of them. As you know, guys, I'm tool freak. I like to buy tools, and by the way, all the tools, all the diagnostic equipment that I have, I 100% purchase it off of eBay. There's not a single tool that I've got, single diagnostic tool that I've got new or something like that. So actually, as a matter of fact, this is the coder that I got many years ago. I bought it new at AutoZone. But these kind of units, so either way, whichever unit you decide to buy as a DIY, is going to be a huge asset in your toolbox, because these tools are, again, the Snap-on OTC Genesis or Autel, Maxides, or whatever. Those are professional tools, and they can do a lot for you. So a little bit I want to talk about a little bit about the eBay purchasing. As you know, the eBay's been around for many years now. And these days the eBay is pro buyer, so if you have any issues, you can send this unit back. Now, when it comes to the prices, it all depends on the software, the package that's in the unit itself, and the accessories that come with the unit. So unit can go anywhere from $500, which I believe it's an awesome price, up to a couple $1,000s, which I believe now a couple $1,000 for this unit, it's a little bit too much, because it's somewhat outdated in comparison to newer unit that Snap-on has. Even though this unit is still updatable, and you can purchase the update from Snap-on. Now, when it comes to the update, again, this is from my DIY perspective. Honestly, you want to buy the tool with the latest update that you can afford. And what I mean by that is that the newer the update, the more expensive the tool is going to be. And again, the eBay is just loaded with these units. I mean, they're all over eBay. Now, when I buy the tool, I really don't stress too much about the update. Like this one is a 15.2. which I can communicate with any car. It has also a Euro package in it, and for me, I can work on cars up to 2015, and this is gonna be now for probably 3 or 4 years. I don't have to do the update. Now, if I get to the point that I want to buy when I want to update my tool, by that time probably it's going to be more suitable to basically buy another unit with a newer update on it, because updates are expensive. I think for this it's probably anywhere from $800 to $900 for various, and better in a later model of these tools are more expensive. So I don't know, I mean, I can almost buy another tool for if I want to update it. So that's just you know, my opinion. So when you purchase this tool on eBay, just look for the best deals. You can get decent kit now for around $1,200 to $1,300. But the gentleman that I talked to, my viewer that I talked to this morning, he got one for around $600 basic unit without any accessories on it. And then that's another option you can do. Just buy the base unit, and then you can add more accessories as you go. One of the biggest advantages of this tool versus the other ones is because it has a fortunate LED scope built in. It has a whole lot more features than some other units. Now, when I purchased the tool from especially this type of scan tools from eBay, I do like to send an email to a seller and ask him to package this unit very, put plenty of bubble wraps around, because some people are really careless. They would just slap this in the box and they got banged all over the place. By the time you receive it, it's in pieces, and that can be frustrating for sure. First thing, what you want to do, what I do, this is actually I think my fourth unit that I have. I just buy and sell it. If I get a better deal, I'll just buy another one, sell it, whatever. So when you get the unit, the first thing, you just look around, see for obvious damage to make sure there's nothing cracked. Look around, look at the bottom of the tool. It's a good heavy tool. Fits in the hands pretty nicely. Of course, look for obvious damage. Then what you can do, just kind of take the tool and just shake it a little bit, okay? Just shake it and make sure there are no loose parts in it. If there's something loose in it, it's broken. So you're going to be, kind of mindful of that. So when it comes to tool itself, let me talk about this as well. The power supply for this tool, it can be powered from different sources. It can be powered through a OBD2 connector, the main cable, the main communication cable. When you connect to your OBD2 plug on your car, it can be powered by external source with a wall charger. This is the original from Snap-on, and it can be powered with this cable that you can just plug it into the car in a signal lighter. And this unit has a battery pack at the bottom of the unit. This is the battery pack. You just squeeze this little locking tab and you pull it out. And now this battery, it will hold the charge for a good couple hours. Unfortunately, when you buy the used Modus, most likely the battery is going to be pretty bad anyway. It's not going to work. There are some options. There is someone on eBay who refurbish these units, and you can ship your battery pack, and they will refurbish it, I believe, around $40. So they will ship your original battery pack back to you. If you want to buy this off of the Snap-on website, it's around $100. So the good thing about this unit is that this Modus, it will charge the battery itself. Once you plug in your connector into your charging port here, and I can see the lights are lit up, it will charge your main battery. One thing that I don't like to do, I do not like to keep these units on the engine. I avoid as much as I can. I don't like to keep it on the hot engine where they're exposed to heat and vibration, and that's one of the reasons why these things are breaking. That's my opinion, but I think that's one of the reasons why you can have problems with it. My experience, my very first unit that I bought many years ago, you want to make sure that you always get a good power supply on this unit. What happened to me, the battery was bad, and I was doing some ABS sensor testing. I had my leads hooked up, to my ABS module. I'm driving the car, looking at the signal, and it was connected to the cigarette lighter. And during the time, something happened and this cable gets stretched out and got pulled out of the power supply, and it shut off the tool. And next day, when that was done that day anyway, so a couple of days later when I went back, I turned the unit on, and all I could see was just a snap-on log on it, and it would not boot up anymore. So I shipped it to Snap-on. It was around $1,500 to be fixed, but I ended up actually buying another unit. So that's something to be very mindful of when you comes to these units. Some other things, when you buy the tool, again, just look around. And the most common problems with these units are the thumb buttons. Thumb button, this is your main button that you're gonna communicate, that you're gonna work with, to turn this, to move stuff on your screen. And this kind of become unresponsive basically, and that's the most common part. This is your yes and N button. So these three buttons are basically all you're going to need, the main communication buttons that you're going to need to work on the tool for everything, the scan tool and the lab scope and everything else. Just now these two buttons, this is on and off button, and this button here is a button that allows you to change the brightness on your screen. And not long ago, actually, I had a problem. I would press this button and nothing would. I'll show you the guys in a minute. And this didn't work anymore. So actually, this is the button that was inside this unit. So I took I got one off of eBay for $30. Maybe I could just get this one cleaned up. Maybe the circuit board was a little dirty. I don't know. But after I got new button in it, it works okay now. It made me really nervous. I was really scared that something else may be messed up in it. So that's that. Also on this particular unit, this is a second generation modus. This one is what's it called? EEMS 300. You can actually change this screen protector. You can just kind of pry it on the side. You can take it off, and you can buy those on eBay pretty cheap. If over the time this really gets scratched up, and you can't really see the monitor very well, so this can be changed. I believe on the very first modus it has a flat face. I don't think you can change it, but on this one I can. As a matter of fact, I got one. I want to change this one. Okay, so that's that. One other thing you want to consider when you inspect your unit, you can take this handle on the left hand side of the tool, and just take this off now. And here is a warranty label, and this is what happened. This is the way I bought this one. You can see it has been somebody already got this unit apart. So something to keep in mind. If you see this, there may be there was maybe a broken or something. So I tested mine. It was okay. So I was a little nervous, but I had this unit for 2 years now, and a year and a half or so, and it works fine. I don't have any issues at all. So let's go around the tool and see. As I said, here are the main buttons: yes, no, and your thumb button that you're gonna manipulate move your screen. On and off, and your brightness button. Right on the top, you have, this is your kickstand, so you can rest your tool. Before I forget, down when you remove your battery, is right here. You have a 5 amp fuse. Okay, it's just the same as fuses in the car. So it's a protection. So every time you put your battery pack, it makes this little noise. So this is your kickstand. Right on the side here it's a little cooling fan. Here's a filter. I have a couple extra filters here. Here they are. It is with the filters here. You want to make sure this is clean, because that's what cools down this unit. And the unit does get hot, so that's something else you want to keep in mind. And these are pretty cheap on eBay. So right on the top, what we see here, this port on the far left, this is your basically the scanner part of the unit, and you can actually pull that out. Don't do it, but you can actually remove this scan module. I can do it right now. There's a little latch. That's okay. Don't mess with it anyway. So this is your port. This is your connector for your main communication cable. Now here is your for your flash card. You can put an additional flash card here because this tool can store a lot of memory. You know, if you driving the car and you want to save the your data from your sensors that you've been looking at it. So this gives you extra memory. So this attachment here is for a gas analyzer. Snap-on makes the gas analyzer as well, and this tool can communicate with the gas analyzer. It's a very expensive unit. And the next one is a USB port. That's for you can actually use a keyboard as well. Right here you got two lights. This is for gives you indication that you are connected. You got your external lights, a power source connected. And now this is your lab scope module. This is removable as well. This is a 4-channel lab scope. This is your ground port. This is yellow, green, and 1, 2, 3, 4 channels. And this outlet here is for for pressure transducers and RPM probe. Now I'll show you guys later. I use my aftermarket pressure transducer with my 5-volt reference. 5-volt regulator, and it works just fine. It works with Modus and Verus. Now, some of the accessories you're going to see, and this is your main right here on the side. This is your main memory card. Don't mess with it. Just keep it in there. Never touch it. Okay. So I just want to let you guys know this. Right side of the handle it's not removable, only the left side is. When it comes to accessories, now this tool can be used on the OBD1 cars, so basically the cars that 96 and older. If you work on those cars, and here's some of the adapters you're going to need for those cars. I got a whole bunch of them, but this is just a couple of them. So this will be used for cars that don't have a 16-pin connector for OBD2, so that you will need one on some of these guys. It also comes with a lot of user manuals, and by the way, the MODIS actually stands for Module Diagnostic Information System. That's what it stands for. So there's a whole bunch of books. You can one for the scope, one for scan tool, one for the component test as well. But you can get all this online on a PDF file, so it's pretty easy. You don't really need this at all. But it's a very great source of information. If you want to properly use this tool, and I probably don't know all about it, but I know some. But this is a great source of good info for this tool. So this is your main cable. This particular unit has a Euro package as well, and that kind of is more expensive. If you have the tools that offers the Euro, gets a little bit more pricier, of course. And you're gonna need this adapter as well, along with this main cable. This is a DL16. This is going to be for the Euro cars. Okay. Now the next, something that's not really user friendly on these units are these personal keys. In order to communicate, to establish communication between scan tool and your ECM or any other module in a car that you are scanning, which you want to communicate with, you're going to need some of these keys. Now these like bluish looking ones, the blue ones are for domestic and in the Asian cars. These green ones are for Euro, and they are a little pricey. These bundles for for domestic are not that bad. Maybe you can get pretty much maybe the whole bundle for like 150 bucks, but the Euros are a little bit more pricier. But that's just the way it's made. It is kind of basically what you're gonna do once you connect your OBD2 connector. Then we'll go through that, and you'll check the car that you're gonna. I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna identify the car that you're working on, and then the tool is gonna tell you what key you're gonna need it. So basically, you're just gonna plug it in like this, and it's a pretty good snug fit, and but it kind of dangles down as you drive or whatever. It's not really user friendly, but it is what it is. So that's what the scanner part of the tool is. When you get to lab scope, you're gonna need your leads. It comes with a yellow, blue, green, and red. Yellow is the main lead. This is what's going to give you the ground to your, and it's especially designed for this unit. As you can see, it has the two ends. I'll get through that in another video. So this is the end that you're going to be connected to your component that you are testing, and the ground lead is going to be connected to battery ground, and these leads are going to be connected to like this is going to be connected to channel 1, but you have to piggyback these ground side of the circuit on ground leads. So this actually has a little attachment here. So when you plug into your skin into your lab scope, the next is a green lead, and you will have to piggyback your ground lead like that. It is kind of pain, but it is what it is. But I will do another video for the lab scope. Here's also a M clamp, current clamp. This one is original from Snap-on. You can use any clamp, doesn't have to be Snap-on. It fits just fine. Also, I have a let me see if I can find the ignition. This is a ignition pickup coil probe, and this is the cord for that, and kind of goes like this, and I'll do another video on that as well. And so you can do an ignition test with this unit as well. So again, if it comes to the price, the more accessories you have, the more expensive it's going to be. And again, this is not just a scan tool. I mean, this is a lot more than a scan tool. So as a DIYer, when you see these deals on eBay, if you see a lot of these attachments, they all are for the OBD1, and if you don't work on the OBD1 car, it's not really useful at all anymore. So, but if you do, of course it is. So just something to think about. So let me turn on the tool, and I'm gonna get you guys a little closer too, and I'll get you through a basic let's see, my ceiling fan, good, that's better. Again, my camera sucks. Okay, so when you get your unit the first time, as I said, just kind of look around and see if anything broken, if there's anything rattles inside of it. And so you got the unit, you're going to plug it in, and of course you're going to turn it on, and this is the on and off button, and the tool is going to beep a little bit, and the boot up time is pretty fast on these things, and this is what happens to mine. This is only what it comes on the screen. It would not boot up anymore after I lost my power to my modus. And this is the second screen, and after that you have your main screen here, and it makes this little noise as well. That's normal. Don't get, I'm not sure the camera picked that up, but that's noise. That's okay. Now in the left, in the right bottom corner, this number here is a 15.2. That's the package. That's your software that's built in. So basically, what that means, I can communicate with the cars up to 2015. Not all of the model, but some of them. So you can pretty much communicate with any car that has OBD2. If you're gonna go to OBD2 generic, global OBD2, but if you want to go to enhance, where you can actually communicate to different modules in the car, then you're going to need, of course, you're going to a specific vehicle, and you know, this is a big deal because the newer the software, the more functions going to have. Again, for me, you know, I think the Snap-on will release 2 updates every year. I think like this 15.2 to 0.2, what it means is the first update, and then sometimes a 0.4, I think that's the second update in the same year. And again, for me, up to 2015, it's gonna serve me for quite some time. So a little closer. So now, next thing, what you want to do, basically, now you're gonna scroll down on your main screen, and that's how you're gonna check your main buttons here. Okay. So one more thing. Now this button, as I said, this is how you change your brightness, and this didn't work. My on and off button did, but the brightness didn't work. And after I changed my switch, it works now. So when you press this button, it's gonna beep a little bit, and now everything else, what you're gonna do now, it will be done by these controllers here. So with a thumb, you can go up and down, move your the brightness, then you can go to the right, and it's going to highlight this end, and silently just go up and down. So that's how you set your brightness on your screen. And something else to keep in mind, if you do this and you see that doesn't work, that might be indication that your screen is going bad. So something to keep in mind. Also, this is true for pretty much all of the scan tools. They all suck in the sunlight. I don't care what you buy, OTC, Snap-on or Autel, they all suck. I mean, it's just you can't see anything. So you kind of just get, you know, you can see many guys on YouTube, and they make the videos, and they are having a scan tool outside. They look through the camera and trying to get the glare off the camera. It's actually even hard to see the monitor itself. So that's always a problem. So so that's the part of this. Function. So basically, we'll press it again, it goes away. So now we are in the main screen, and now we're gonna take our thumb button and just kind of go up and down. And as you go up and down, it's going to open different menus on your screen, and so that's how you test your scroll button. So that's one of the problems that I've experienced with this unit. So now you got the first screen that's highlighted. Everything is highlighted basically. I mean, it's pretty simple. Everything's highlighted. So this is what you're controlling right now. This is your scanner part of the tool, and so you guys can see that. Yeah, get a little closer. Okay. So this is the scanner part of the tool. Now it's highlighted in blue, and so in order to get to this screen here, you're going to move your thumb a button to the right, and now you're in this window. So it's basically Windows. That's all it is. So in the first one, it says a previous vehicle. What that means is basically this unit will remember the cars that you've been working on. I think up to 20 units. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. But let's just go. Now we're gonna test our yes and no button, and you just press yes. And then once you highlighted your area, you press yes, and it will open up that window. Hopefully, there you go. So here are all the cars that I've been working on. Scanning and playing with it, probably some of from the previous owner as well. So now if you're going back to the same car that you already worked on, you don't have to go through all the to connect it to the scan tool. You don't have to go to recognize the tool again and then do all that stuff. You just you know, go and open up this is the Dodge Challenger that I worked last time on it. You just press on that and you can communicate with that car right away. So to get it outside of this screen, you just press the N button and it'll take you back to the main screen. Now the next one will be this is when you are basically want to communicate with the vehicle, and it will ask you what kind of vehicle you're working on. Is it domestic, Asian, and Euro? And again, you scroll down again, and you will highlight it, and right away it will open up all of the cars on the right screen that's available for this software. So this is all the cars that I can work on with on a US domestic with this package that I have available. And as you can see, this is a Cadillac up to 2013, Chevrolet 2013. There's some others 2014. So basically now, in order to get to this window, you just scroll to the right and you just go up and down again. And for instance, go to Chrysler, press yes, and then we'll go through this part of the scan tool in the second video. And right now, I'm just kind of giving you, and now, okay, so this is like Chrysler up to 2014 actually. So I guess I lied to you guys. I cannot do 2015. Let's go up to 2014. Sorry. And now. Again, we'll go through this now. In order to get out of this screen, you go here, go to View, and press N, and it will take you back to main screen again. So, in order to go back to previous screen, you press N button again, and it's highlighted. Now you can go into this part of the screen as well. Windows. So here's the domestic. You got a Asian. You got a Euro. So this is all the vehicles available that you can work. And you got Euro, and the global OBD2. The global OBD2, it's a great. So you can have so basically mode 6 and all that. You can look at the freeze frame. There's so much stuff in the global OBD2, and you're gonna need only one key for this. The key K20, and pretty much will work on every unit, every car that you go work on. And this is your health check. Here you have a scanner demo mode. This is very useful if you get the school to, if you get a tool the first time, you can go into demo mode, and basically you can manipulate the. I think this is only for the scanner, I believe. I'm not sure if it's going to be for the lab scope. I haven't used it for so long, so I don't know. Here's now you can literally go through this menu, and it will allow you to communicate to the car that's already built in, and then you can look all the data, pull the codes, clear the codes, look different modules, do bidirectional controls, and all that kind of stuff. So that's the demo mode that you just basically for your training purposes. Sorry, and then you'll go back to view again and press N button. It'll take you back to a main screen again. And at the bottom you got a heavy duty trucks. This unit I believe does have that as well. Yeah, and but of course I don't use that. So I think this is, I'm not sure if Snap-on has another unit that can communicate with, that has a heavy duty software in it, but that's all that is. So again, I'll make another video how to use a scan tool. Now we're going back to a test bar again on the side. Press N button again, and now we go to next window, and this is what's called component testing, and this is where the Snap-on shines comparison to other units, other companies. With this is a part of your lab scope, and these are preset tests for certain components and for a specific vehicle that you're working on, and that's huge. So again, the better the package, the better the software, the more information you're going to have in this option. So let's just go briefly through that. Again, it asks you for new vehicle ID or the previous vehicle ID. So if you worked on if you work on the same car, you just go to the previous vehicle, and it will automatically open that car for you. Now you have a guiding components test. This is what These are preset. Let me see what. So these are preset component tests, kind of unique for almost every unit. But I do like to go to specific unit since it's available anyway. So gonna and online info. I don't use that. Feature and benefits. How to. So there's actually. I don't even. I was honest that this is explanation actually. I haven't used this for quite some time, but this is actually also great. So this is built in into unit that tells you how to test certain components, how to set up your leads, and all that kind of stuff. So this is a great unit. There's a lot of stuff built into it. Many people don't know that. So let's go out of that and. As a power user test, I really don't know what that is. I have no idea. I've never used it. So well, let's just go briefly to, let's go to the previous vehicle. Just going to briefly open up this option. Just so I was working on a couple of these cars. So basically, again, if you're working on the same car, you don't have to go through all the steps you have to make to set your car. You basically go, let's say this is my Suburban, I just press yes, and now it gives you the option to do the ABS system checks, the body electrical charging system, fuel injection, transfer case, and transmission. There's a lot of stuff in here. So now I'll just go to fuel. This is a fuel injection part. Is basically that's what underneath the hood. Basically, your injection, your fuel injectors, your coils, all of the sensors, map, cam and crank, and all that stuff. So let's just open that real quick, and you can see here all of the listed sensors that are in this car, and you go next. So, this is a crankshaft sensor. This is guided component information, and then you have an option to do the test on the certain sensor. So you go to the component information. Like I said, this is huge. I mean, this tool is amazing. So you go to component information, press yes, and it's going to give you all the explanation, what kind of sensor you're working on, the location, and it's going to give you a pinout, like on this. Now to manipulate this screen, which you're going to need, you go down. And so you're going to basically highlight each of these screens, okay? So you're going to go left here, you're going to highlight here, highlight the bottom part. Here. Now, every time you see this rectangle here, what it means, there's something more inside this window. So you just press yes, and it will open up the more of the rest of it, what's written in this window. And so, like for instance, says crank position sensor is a 3-wire magnetoresistive type sensor with an internal analog to digital converter circuitry. So again, it's a huge database of information that no other tool will offer you. I guarantee you that. And now it gives you the best location, where that gives you the location of the component, and then tell you the best location to do your test as well. So like this one, because it's so hard to, on this particular car, the crankshaft is located right above the starter. It's impossible to get to it, and it tells you the best place to do your test will be actually at the PCM. And at the PCM, it's giving you the pinout location for each of the signal wires. And again, you press yes, there's some more information here, and it gives you the pinout at the connector itself. A is a signal wire, B is ground, and the C is 12 volts reference to this sensor. So that is a component testing. It's a huge asset in this tool, a huge database that really cut your diagnostic time just to look around and try to look for these information. And so to get out of this window again, you're just going to press the N button, and N button. Now it's going to highlight your printer here, and N button again, and we are going back to to the same main window here. And also now you can see, I'm not sure if your camera pick up, now at the bottom it tells you what car are you working on, what car did you choose to work on. Down at the very bottom here on the right hand corner is a indication of your battery. So when it's kind of green, it tells you that it's connected to your external source. So when you unplug this, it's going to turn, I think, to blue. There you go. It turns to blue, and you have to pay attention to this. If the eventually is going to start turning to red, and of course it tells you that your battery is running out. So again, when you buy the used unit, most likely the battery will not work. So that's that. The next is a. So now here's a test. I'm sorry, it's good. So we were in a component information of this part of the window, and now we're going into the test. So what's available, what this tool can test on that crankshaft sensor, and you press yes, and you have three options for this particular sensor. So KOEC test, the signature test, and out of range or no signal test. So basically, what you're going to do if there's no, if you don't have any kind of signal on your signal wire. Now this is a key on engine crank test. I'm sorry. So again, and it's already preset. So let's go to signature test. So let's press yes, and has to be another source of data. So here right away you can see it's already preset for you. This is all done on the channel 1 with your yellow lead. Okay, this is going to be a yellow lead, and it's already preset with test. This is a test lead, 20 volts, 20 milliseconds. You go channel 1, and it gives you the of course again it will give you the all the information that we had before. Okay, so it seems like, I'm not sure why it's not giving me option to, there's something else there, but pressing yes. I guess, I don't know. There you go, open this window. Okay, so anyway, it's pretty much actually the same information we had on that first part of the component testing. So, and again now we have some whole bunch of stuff up on the top, and I will go through this as we do a lab scope part of this tool, and lab scope or component testing. So let's go out. Again, you're just pressing N button, and it's going to take you to this. Once this was kind of confusing for me at the beginning. I didn't understand. So once you highlight this view and you press N button, the view actually gives you the different options here. You can digital. You can have a full screen of your lab scope here. You press yes, and it will make it bigger for you when you do your test. Basically, it's going to hide all those information that you're going to for the pinout and all that stuff. That's going to be gone. It's going to give you a bigger screen here. Now, if you want to get out of this screen again, once you get on the upper left corner, you press N, and it will take you out of this screen. It will take you back to main menu. So okay, so that's that, and we're back into the main task bar. The next one will be a graphic multimeter and a digital multimeter. Now, in a graphic multimeter, we have an option to do a dual graphic multimeter, volts DC average, RMS, frequency, pulse width, injector pulse width, duty cycle, the amp, low amp clamp. It's just, I said this one. It's already preset for you, and we got a pressure transducers. We got 100 psi vacuum, 100 psi pressure, 500 pressure, and 5000 psi pressure. So let's just go to let's see. So you go to graphic multimeter, the press yes, and so basically in a graphic multimeter, the difference between a graphic multimeter and a lab scope, you can actually on the lab scope you measure voltage over time. And the graphic multimeter, we can measure frequency over time, we can do this cycle over time. There's a lot more than just a lab scope. But again, I will go through this in another video. So that's part of the graphing multimeter. We can go out again, and we have a digital multimeter. It's basically has the same function as the regular multimeter, but it's just a bigger. I don't really use this. If I just have to use a digital multimeter, I don't want to turn this big old thing, and it just doesn't make sense. I mean, I just use a regular multimeter. So this is just, you can see, it's in a digital mode. Press N again. Go back to main menu here. Down here it is your lab scope. So on a lab scope you have a lab scope, ignition scope, and you got a presets for certain testing as well. On the lab scope part, it's a four channel lab scope, and on this part of the lab scope you can actually use a pressure transducer as well, and a low amp clamp. And because all of these, the low amp clamp and the pressure transducer basically output a voltage, and the lab scope can only read voltage, but it will convert voltage into the amperage or the pressure. So that's different. And this is a 4-channel, and again I'll do a separate video. So this is a screen for your lab scope. Okay, so let's go back to main menu again, and here we have a gas analyzer. Again, this is a very expensive tool. I don't think even the big shops can afford that. It's very useful, but I mean, if you want to go that far, it's a couple $1,000s, I believe. But I have actually a gas analyzer from OTC, and I love it. I'm not good at it because there's so much more into it. Some guys can really tell you, just as soon as they plug in the gas analyzer, look at all the exhaust gases, they can tell you what kind of misfire you have, and pinpoint you to. I am just not that good. So now I'm learning a little bit about it, but it's a little over my head. But so for the gas analyzer, I don't think it's just too much. So, but that's what that is. And next one, you got a data management. This is a pretty cool feature as well. Basically, all the saved data that you save from your lab scope or your testing that you do when you take the car for the test drive. I actually have a couple here. I should have anyway. Let's see here. This is for the. I think that this was my relative compression test. And see, but I should have some from here you go. This is something that I think if I remember, this was one of the Chevys that I was working on. So there's like a load value. So this is basically what you can save into your tool, and as you drive the car, and then you come back to shop or to your house, and you review the data that you collected it in your tool, and it's pretty actually user friendly. I like it. So that's that part, and you go again. So just using your N button, and it takes you back to the main screen. And down here, the last feature is a utility, and you can actually change different things here. Basically, a tool setup. You can just play with all this, but you can change from like system. Let's see here. There's so much stuff in here. I really don't mess with it. I really don't need it. You can change units from PSI to a PSI or kilopascals or whatever you prefer. So, but for us, PSI is all we need. So and you can just play with all this. You can change your brightness on this as well. At time, you can actually you can have a printer as well. I never use a printer. You can have it, change, set your time and date if you like. You can actually change your theme by there's couple different options, yellow, whatever. I don't know. Actually, you can have some kind of cool stuff like 57 Chevy. So that's this is just your main tools that you can do, set up the tool the way you like. That's about it. Okay, so that will be everything in this video. The next one I will do a skin part when I get a time. But this is something that I think this is first video is very important for you guys if you wanna if you're looking for the tool. This is kind of gives you basic overlook what's in it, what's available. There's a lot of stuff in this tool, and it's a lot of money for your buck. There's no question about it, and I really like it. And now I have Varus. To me, it's a lot easier to use, but my Varus, I believe, is like 13.2 something. It's older package than this one, but again this is for DIY only. When it comes to the package, the software, the newer the better. But for me, 2015 or 2014, whatever, by the time I get to those cars, I mean, I don't think nobody's gonna bring it to me anyway. I'm gonna still be working on 2002 and 3 or whatever. So okay, so I think that's everything that I kind of wanted to give you a heads up. If you look to do something on eBay, and what to look for, and what this tool can offer. And I will do a couple more with the scan tool and the component testing and the lab scope. All right, that will be all for today. And now what I said, the prices are vary anywhere from $500 to a couple $1,000, and this is May of 2017. So they will be cheaper and cheaper. There's no question. They will not be more expensive because the shops are trading these tools for newer tools, so they will be only cheaper for us DIYers. And again, this tool is a huge asset in your toolbox. And as I said, the gentleman that I talked to this morning, investing into this tool, you're also investing into yourself, because you will be able to advance. This tool will allows you to advance and do more diagnostic and than what you ever be able to do it before. And really good package. All right, guys, thank you so much, and see you next time. Thank you. Bye.